Hey BizMan students! This video focuses on answering a 10-mark question related to Area of Study 2, Unit 4. 10-mark questions can require you to draw on knowledge from many different topics throughout the course, so it is important to be able to see the relationship between these topics. An example question for the Management of Change area of study is discuss how managements could use Kotter's theory to respond to a significant change issue. In your answer, outline the theory and discuss how managers could use it to respond to a significant change issue, and then illustrate your answer with an example from a large-scale organisation that you have studied this year. 10 marks. As this is a lengthy question, it is important to break it down to ensure it has been completely understood. This can be done by firstly highlighting the doing word or verb of the question. In this case, the words are discuss, outline, and illustrate. It is essential to know the meanings of these words so that you can directly respond to what the question is asking. Discuss means to identify issues and provide points for or against. Outline means to provide a brief summary or explanation, and illustrate means to demonstrate with an example. Secondly, underline the key words within the question, which will provide the foundation for your response. In this case, these include Kotter's theory, significant change issue, example, and large-scale organisation. Thirdly, we need to acknowledge the joining words. By the use of the word and, the question emphasises the need for all aspects to be answered to obtain full marks. Once the question has been broken down, it is essential to look at the marking scheme to determine what should be included in the response and how it should be structured. In this question, the marking scheme could be interpreted as 1 mark for an introduction to the large-scale organisation you have selected, 1 mark for linking how the organisation has encountered a significant change issue, and the remaining 8 marks will be awarded for explaining how each of the stages can be applied to the organisation chosen. In responding to this question, it is important to be aware that failing to link Kotter's theory to the organisation attempting to address a significant change issue will result in loss of marks. Failing to select a correct significant change issue will also result in loss of marks. And failing to use a real-life large-scale organisation that you have studied throughout the year will also result in loss of marks. Responses to this question will be varied due to the range of organisations that can be selected. While there are no specifics on which organisations can be chosen, as long as they are large-scale and meet the criteria of the question, it may be advisable to select an organisation that is more well-known. This is so that assessors and examiners will be more likely to be familiar with the organisation you have referenced in your response. As Kotter's theory is a sequential process, it would be logical to address each of these stages in order within your response. As a 10-mark question, the response should be broken down into multiple paragraphs. This question can be approached by firstly providing an introductory statement as to what Kotter's theory is. This can be followed by briefly explaining your chosen organisation and the significant change issue that is relevant to their operations. This can make up the first paragraph. For example, Kotter's change management theory is an 8-step process which outlines how to successfully implement change within an organisation. Kotter's theory can be used to implement a significant change issue strategy, such as what the large-scale organisation Linfox did. Linfox is a supply chain solutions company which implemented the Green Fox strategy to combat the significant change issue of environmental sustainability. Environmental sustainability refers to a value or moral obligation to ensure that productions, wastage and other aspects of the organisation are not detrimental to the environment. Linfox implemented this strategy using Kotter's theory. The second paragraph can address the first 4 stages of Kotter's theory. Each stage should be outlined and also linked to how the chosen organisation used it to address the significant change issue. For example, the first step of Kotter's change management theory is to create urgency. Linfox did this by immediately responding to the concerns of customers on the impact the organisation has had on the environment and creating the Green Fox strategy. The second step of Kotter's theory is to form a powerful coalition. The coalition is a group within the organisation who initiate the change. For Linfox, this was their management, as they created and determined the need for the strategy. The third step of the theory is to create a vision for change. Linfox established a vision of reducing their carbon footprint by the use of environmentally friendly technologies, improving business practices, and change of behaviour of employees through the use of policies. The fourth step involves communicating the vision. Linfox communicated their vision to stakeholders through a statement issued by the chairman on what Linfox aims to do. The third and final paragraph should address the remaining 4 stages of the theory, linking these to the organisation's attempt to target the significant issue. For example, the 5th stage of Kotter's change management theory is to remove obstacles to the change. Linfox's Green Fox strategy did not encounter the usual obstacles, such as employees being unwilling to adapt to changes. This is due to the well-regarded movement towards environmental sustainability by the stakeholders, including customers, shareholders, and employees. The sixth step is to create short-term wins. Sharing the successes with employees and other stakeholders did this for Linfox. The seventh stage of the theory is to build on the change. Linfox undertook this environmental sustainable approach in 2007, which progressed through to 2011. As the goals were achieved, new and more challenging goals were set for the organisation to strive towards achieving. The final stage of Kotter's change management theory is anchoring the changes to corporate culture. The environmentally friendly practices adopted by Linfox indicate that as an organisation, they value protecting the environment. This value is emphasised by the Green Fox strategy that has linked these changes to corporate culture. Linfox successfully used the Kotter's change management theory to integrate their changes within operations to target environmental sustainability. 10-mark questions take longer to respond to, so it is important that during time constraints, such as in Saxon exams, you leave an adequate amount of time to write a sufficient response. That being said, it must also be ensured that there is still time remaining to complete the rest of the questions. Happy studying!